Hello. You might notice this camera is not moving super duper fast. It might be like a little bit laggy. And that's because a lot is going on here. It's a totally new camera setup. I'm actually not going to code at all today. Uh, yeah, normally I'm coding away on these streams, but not going to code. We're just doing the unboxing of this new of the custom keyboard we ordered about a week ago from JLC. So this video is just all about figuring out how this thing is going to work, unboxing it. With that, I'll probably dive right in. This is going to be very different. You know, normally we do some coding. So I have my desk set up here. Hopefully I can show a bunch of stuff as I'm working on it, but it might get tricky, you know? It's all very experimental, so, feedback appreciated and whatnot. To get us started, also, I can't see chat. Maybe I should take a second to pull up chat. Actually, I will take a second to pull up chat, just in case somebody has something interesting to say. Unboxing video, that's right. I already don't regret taking the time to pull up chat. Okay. Yeah, this is for sure an unboxing. I did already open some things. I guess I'm new to unboxing, so I actually did open the box, but if you're wondering what a fully assembled circuit looks like when it comes in, get a box from JLC, and you open it up, and inside will be some PCBs, right? So I've already torn the packaging open and gotten our PCB back. So again, first time doing an unboxing, I'm going to switch to our, I'm going to switch between a couple different views. So this is the kind of like, it's not actually a microscope. I couldn't get the microscope camera working, but let's take a look. So a couple things right off the bat that we notice about this guy. So the sockets are great. Look perfect. We're going to test these out in a minute with real key switches, but we forgot to do the diodes. So I guess while I was kind of like frantically doing this last stream, I forgot the diodes, and that is unfortunate. But otherwise, everything looks good. Let's take a look at the other side. We've got pretty good alignment for these socket holes. So that's where we're going to press in the keys in a minute. So that's pretty good. The other thing I noticed is we expected this, but these holes we're going to solder an Arduino Pro to, which I couldn't find, but I should have ordered an Arduino Pro. So we're going to solder it in or place it in with headers. But if you look at these plated holes, and I make this mistake all the time, if you look at these plated holes, they do not have a lot of copper pad around it. So that's something that we're going to definitely want to adjust in the future. There's just not a lot for the solder to cling to there. And I always make this mistake. It's just super hard to solder when there's not that much copper around these things. And we can take a look at what the microscope for this looks like as well. So that's what it looks like on the microscope. And you can see there's just not a lot for solder to cling to. And when we expand it, we're also going to expand into those vias a little bit. So, you know, that's mistake made, lesson learned, whatever. But overall, pretty happy with how it came out, right? If you get an assembled board, that's kind of a win for TS Circuit now. This is only the second board we've ever ordered. So I have these key switches. Kali, I don't know how to pronounce it. But I have some key switches, so we're going to try to pop these in. So let's see what we can do. I also did get a little bit of a lab space in San Francisco, so I might do some videos inside of the lab too. Those will probably be just 2 camera. Okay, so we've got a bunch of switches. These are browns. So key switch looks like this. It's got these 2 prongs in this hole. So the main thing we're checking for is if these all line up. And then you press this part right here. We have, the actuation mechanism there is a brown. And we have some keycaps to put on this to make it look like a real key on a keyboard. But there are essentially 3 parts. There's a socket, there's this key switch, and then there's the keycap. So let's go ahead and try to put this on. So we flip the board. Oh. Well, that's hard to pop in. I think there might be an issue. Hold on. That's super hard to pop. Hold on. Maybe we did design all of these holes from scratch, so I'm wondering about the alignment on these 2 things. I'm not sure if it's aligned. See how the pins are kind of bent? Might have an issue. Glad I didn't reorder with the diodes yet. I'm going to see if I can get a little bit of a better angle on this so it's easier for me to mess around. That hole, I don't think that hole is big enough at all. I probably should have some digital calipers. I don't have any digital calipers, but I think that hole is too small. I think it's way too small. Let me see if I can show it. It's just like it's just like not going to fit in there. Yeah. So that is going to be another thing to adjust. So this board, I thought it might be salvageable with the diodes, but it actually looks like it's a complete reorder because of that hole size, which is kind of unfortunate. But, you live and you learn. I'm glad everything else seemed to come together. So on the list of things to do, these plated holes, we're going to want to add more copper on the outside of these. The diodes will want to populate, and some people in the community have actually fixed the format, I think, for some of this stuff, so it should pick in place properly, because I did do some manual adjustments, and that kind of threw it off. There's a whole video where I do those adjustments, all video, and it sucks. And then this hole needs to be resized. So I think those are most of the things we need to do. Yeah, I didn't know how long this video would be because, I could, if this worked, I could spend all video kind of putting these in and doing some continuity testing. But since these don't go in, it's kind of almost nothing you can test. I wonder if they go in the other side. If you can kind of reverse it. No, they're not. Oh, no, definitely non-reversible, and probably intentionally like that, so nobody shoves them into the wrong side. So that's about that. Everything else looks fine, but there's no way it's going to fit into that hole. So that's just a bad radius on that. Yeah, so now we have a bunch of broken boards. I think I got 5 of these, but that's just the way it is in PCB land. A lot of times you have a lot of bad inventory. Yeah, the only other thing that might be mildly interesting for people is you can take these caps and put them on the key switch. So for people who have done mechanical keyboards, this should all be very familiar. Like, you've probably done this a million times, but if you haven't, oh my goodness, I think this is taped shut. So these literally just press on. I guess this is another good thing to test. See how far we can get here. So that should snap on, basically does. And that's how you have your key. You can even hear the click now. All right, so that's the unboxing. A little bit anticlimactic because we couldn't get an assembled board, but that's the way it's going to be. We're working towards trying to order a board every day. And so hopefully we can get to a point where I'm doing one of these every day for the previous week's board that I ordered on that weekday. But for now, that's it. Thanks for joining. A little bit anticlimactic, but that's how it goes sometimes.